welcome you to Pebble Beach for this 100th U.S. Open.
It's the most dominating performance in major championship history, period.
I don't think we've
55 other players.
The U.S. Open, it's so hard and it's so easy to make a mistake. And so for Tiger to do what he did is without a doubt the greatest performance in golf history.
Wow, it's just not a fair fight. No, it really isn't.
It's as close to perfection as any performance in 4 rounds of golf because of where we were, what the elements threw at him.
Good night.
I think in terms of golf history, it's probably the greatest championship that's ever been played.
It all came together for one magical week, so I gave him something good to watch.
When you're a kid on the golf course by yourself and you have 4 balls out there, one might be Arnie, one might be Jack, one might be Hogan or whoever, and one is you. And you're playing for the U.S. Open every afternoon.
The U.S. Open is golf's toughest test. That was its moniker. That's what the guys knew going in.
And so when you are able to play in it, that's a huge accomplishment. And then to win, it's as good as it gets.
The good U.S. Open players will figure out a way. It's the ultimate in grinding it out, never giving in, and just hanging in there.
To win the Open stamped you as a player for the ages.
It's the greatest honor you can have in golf.
Jack Nicklaus has won it here at Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach is a national golf treasure.
Do you believe it? Tom Watson has taken the lead in the U.S. Open.
The best in the world, they want to win a championship at Pebble Beach.
You win at Pebble Beach, you've really accomplished something. You win the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, it's like a highlight forever.
The Open in 2000 was much anticipated for a variety of reasons.
The 100th U.S. Open, Pebble Beach. It has a very, very special ring to it, and here we are.
It was my very first time in the tower, in 18th Tower, in a U.S. Open. And so I was pretty nervous.
How many times have we seen Jack Nicklaus save his best drama at the finishing hole?
You had Jack was saying goodbye to the majors.
It was his 44th and last U.S. Open, a guy that was just synonymous with that championship.
Payne Stewart is the 1999 U.S. Open champion.
This was the first U.S. Open since Payne Stewart's tragic death, and of course he would have been the defending champion.
To open the event and honor Payne in his memory, they had all the players hitting balls into Stillwater Cove.
There was just a lot of emotion swirling around this tournament even before it began.
Going in, all of this glare was on Tiger, yet we didn't really know what we were going to see. We'd seen a lot out of him already. We'd seen him win U.S. Amateur Championships.
Another Tiger comeback completed, and with it, golf history.
3 in a row. No one had ever done that. We'd seen him win a Masters by 12 shots. Now what are we going to see? Because this is the real deal on a tough, tough track.
For all the firepower that Tiger had and all the grind, a lot of long hitters have never been able to prosper at the U.S. Open. So we still weren't sure what kind of U.S. Open player he was going to be, or if his game would translate to a test like Pebble Beach.
I was looking forward to playing one of the golf courses I truly loved, but more importantly, that my game was really dialed in, right? And it was just a matter of pacing myself to where I was ready.
Beautiful morning for golf, very little wind. Golf course very receptive, a lot of good scores.
Tiger Woods having a fine first round on this Thursday.
The first round of the 2000 U.S. Open, the course played a lot easier than expected. There was a lot of moisture on the greens and the fairways, and when the greens are softer, even at the U.S. Open, the players can attack, and that was what happened on that Thursday.
Watch out, could go in. That was easy.
It was a statement, no question. I mean, Tiger came out and said, I'm going to play this golf course the way I can.
I love the way this young man putts, I'll tell you that. Puts it in the hole.
There was just ease with which Tiger played the golf course. What's interesting about that first round is there's no one shot you point to and said, that was amazing. It was just a lot of really, really good shots and a lot of strong putting.
Really hard to describe, Dan, just how good that shot was. He had to play it under the tree, land it in the long rough, and have it jump out.
Coming there and playing practice rounds at Pebble Beach all 2.5, 3 days with Tiger. I haven't really told this story very often, but we were on the 16th tee, and all of a sudden I felt this tug on my shirt. And I turned around, and it was Johnny Miller. And Johnny's like, Mark, how's the kid hitting? I said, Johnny, that kid right there? He goes, yeah. I said, that kid's the greatest player I've ever seen. He's the greatest player in the world. He never missed a shot out there in the practice rounds. It was unbelievable. And I said to Johnny, I said, to be fair, if he doesn't win this week, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Let's go to 15.
I really do believe, I get this hunch that Tiger's going to break every U.S. Open record this week and win by maybe a big margin.
Wow, Johnny, that's quite a statement.
Right when he said it, I looked over at him as if to say, are you crazy going there right now? We're in the first round. This is a little early.
I know he said it on the air later on, but I think I gave Johnny a little of that information.
Not a particularly easy shot here. He needs to negotiate the mound on the right side of the green. He has left it below the hole. Another great play.
Little did we know, not only was he right, he probably understated it, which is crazy to think at this point.
He was hunting the hole.
Well, when he gets that one in, Johnny, it will be an incredible round of golf. It was a picture-perfect round.
Not one blemish on Tiger's card today. Best round at his young U.S. Open career. 65 for Tiger Woods, the leader by 1.
It was the easiest 65 you'll ever see at a U.S. Open. Just felt like he could do that again. The other guys played out of their mind to shoot 66 or 67. Tiger, there was no doubt he was going to keep going.
Tiger Woods, a first round 65, your lowest round in competition at the U.S. Open. Here at Pebble Beach, the lowest round in competition ever. Does that mean anything to you to have a record like that?
No. Now, if I could do it 4 straight days, then I think it'd be pretty good.
Welcome to the second day of the 100th U.S. Open. Let's go to 18 in what is probably the final U.S. Open round played by the greatest ever.
Jack Nicklaus had an amazing U.S. Open career. 2000 was his 44th consecutive and final U.S. Open championship.
A point in history here. Imagine watching Babe Ruth's last World Series or Muhammad Ali's final championship fight.
It's hard to argue that Jack Nicklaus is not the greatest U.S. Open player ever.
It's almost ironic that when Jack Nicklaus winds up his final U.S. Open round, that Tiger Woods is just about ready to tee off.
I was blessed to be able to compete with Jack Nicklaus, and he was clearly the best of his day, but by this much. Tiger was this much better than everybody else, and we knew it, and the players knew it.
When we're waiting there, we hear this huge roar coming up, and I thought Jack is due to finish any time now.
We have witnessed the end of an Open era. Now, the passing of the torch to Tiger Woods.
It was nice to hear that. I wish I could have been there, but I had a little bit more important things to take care of.
Tiger had a 4:40 p.m. starting time on Friday because of the fog delay, which is really late. There was a long wait between when he finished on Thursday and when he started on Friday.
His round's going to take anywhere between 4.5 and 5 hours, so he's probably not going to finish his second round.
It's not something that happens frequently, but when it does, everybody knows the situation and you just all adjust to what you do.
19 holes without a bogey in this Open. That is really impressive. You've got to be kidding.
The course definitely started playing tougher in the second round. Greens are getting a little more raggedy, the rough's getting a little longer. By the second round, it's a little harder golf course. That was when Tiger really kind of put the hammer down. And the shot that everyone remembers, of course, is out of the rough on the 6th hole.
If you drove it in the right rough, you had big problems. There's a large cliff that you have to loft the ball up and over. Every player that had been in the right rough had to pitch out left short underneath the hill.
He's got 202 yards to the hole.
Tiger wades in there and he grabs a 7-iron. And man, he's going to try to get it up on top of this hill. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is big risk.
First of all, he's not thinking about laying up. And second of all, it's a 7-iron. Is that enough to get there?
When you're a caddy, I think it's like being an on-course psychologist. You need to try and read a guy's mind and saying the right thing at the right time and not saying something at the right time. When Tiger was quiet, that always was a confident feeling I got from him. And that certainly was the case that hole. You just knew that if there's any chance he can get the club on the ball, he's going to do it.
That tree wasn't going to come in play. I had a good enough lie where I felt like I could squeeze it up there and I could catch a hot one. I came down steep enough, I just knew I could get the little flyer out of it.
The swing he made at it was vicious.
Look at this. It's just not a fair fight. No, it really isn't, Roger.
202 yards out of the rough, up the hill, 7-iron. You're right, Raj, it's not a fair fight.
I couldn't think of anything else to say, but it's just not a fair fight. And it wasn't. Other guys couldn't do that.
It's one of the great calls in golf history because it was one of the greatest shots in golf history.
Well, look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on Steve Williams' face. They know he's the only man in the field that can do it.
When you see a guy hit a shot like that, it's very special to watch. That's just coming from a golfer, son. I mean, that's just an unbelievable shot.
That shot on 6 wasn't as hard as people thought it was. I just open up a 7-iron, just hit as hard as I can.
Fortune favors the brave sometimes, and that's an example where fortune favored the brave.
Tiger for his tap-in birdie. Tiger Woods back to 7 under par and back to a 2-shot lead. Short walk over to the 7th tee.
This is going to be a very important hour for Tiger Woods. The temperature's dropping, it's going to get dark. He's got some really hard holes to play. What a shot.
What a shot is right.
This could be another birdie.
Back at 8.
So this is a tremendously difficult shot. This one is very high and soft.
A shot that not many players can play. Woods just is so tuned into his game right now. At 11,
you really can't see where the tee shots are finishing up. I would think maybe we have a couple more holes to play, but not much more than that.
Very difficult short putt here, not much more than 4 feet. Fearless. That putt was fearless.
Getting very dark out here now. If you were these guys, would you want to hit the tee shot at 12 tomorrow morning or hit it tonight?
I'd want to hit it tomorrow morning. I think the green is very, very hard at this time of the evening, and I might want to catch it earlier in the day.
It is very dark right now.
There's no player that's ever played the game that is the man in the moment like Tiger.
Only 16% of the field has hit this green in regulation today.
Oh.
That's why I'd rather come back and try it tomorrow.
He hit a decent shot to get it on the green. Good shot. Most players would want to mark their ball and come back the next day.
As he's walking up, horn blows to conclude play, but Tiger can still finish the hole.
play was suspended a few moments ago because it's not a dangerous situation. The players have a chance to finish their hole.
I had the pace of the greens, and so I didn't want to come back with freshly cut greens with them rolled as well and have to relearn the pace.
Tiger has a chance to end the day at 9 under and leading by 3. Are you kidding me?
He makes that 35-foot putt. It was like a walk-off grand slam, bottom of the ninth. The ultimate punctuation mark to a really hard-fought round. It was like, guess what, guys? This is what I'm going to keep doing. It was really an electric moment that defined that whole day and the first 2 days of the U.S. Open.
What a way to finish this afternoon.
Good night.
welcome you to Pebble Beach in the early morning hours. This was the scene shortly after 5 o'clock local time this morning. Tiger was out working with Coach Butch Harmon in the pre-dawn hours as he continues his second round on this Saturday.
We were on Saturday morning at this ungodly hour broadcasting golf. It's cartoon time back on the East Coast, and you're thinking, I'm pretty tired, but this guy's, having the championship of a lifetime.
And Tiger at the 18th tee, completing his second round today. Tiger's lead now 6. Driver off the tee, Johnny.
This is a dangerous shot for Tiger. I really believe he's taking a gamble here. Oh.
Well, no more commentary necessary.
When he hits it down in the ocean, I've never been as nervous watching a shot. That story about the 18th hole actually starts back on the 13th, and the resumption of the second round. On that morning, he putted in his room, and he took 3 balls out of the bag, and he forgot to put them back in the bag. I'd put the clubs there last night, and then it's 5 o'clock in the morning, just picked them back up. I didn't even think I need to put some more balls in, whatever it might be. We're on the 13th tee, and I put my hand in the bag, and there's only 3 balls. Which is, it's 3 balls. We've only got 6 holes to go. It's not a big deal.
Back at the 13th.
The 13th hole there obviously hit the ball in the rough off the tee.
Kick left. Left.
And it'll sandwich into the green and scuff the ball with the scruff on the ball. He walked off the green and chucked the ball to a young boy. So now we've got 2 balls left.
Back over at 18th. Tiger, a driver off the tee, Johnny.
We get to 18. And of course, my thought is, maybe we just need to hit an iron down here, because what if, one goes astray here in the ocean or out of bounds?
That ball didn't even come close to finding the fairway. He's gonna have to reload right here.
If he hits this one in the ocean, we've got no golf balls left. Of course, I can't explain we've got no balls left. I mean, that's part of my job, to make sure we've got all we need for the golf course. I can't say, Tiger, we've got no balls left. If I said that to him there, I think he'd just say, well, you put the clubs down and you walk back home.
He has not changed clubs, Johnny.
I mean, I can't believe that he is going to try that again.
I suggested that he needed to hit an iron off the tee course. Why would I hit an iron when I'm playing so well and da-da-da-da-da. He was not going to hit an iron.
Well, he could be here for several shots if he doesn't watch out.
I don't think I've ever stood on the tee with my backside trembling, and it was.
That's a good one. Get a nice little friendly hop, so that's a gutsy shot.
Obviously an amazing relief, and I'll have to say, I've never been that nervous ever in my 40 years of caddying.
That's part of the lore of that Open. I mean, Tiger could have been disqualified. Of course, you can play a ball out of a hazard. Steve Williams would have been waiting out there in the Pacific trying to find it. You would have been halfway to Tokyo.
When we heard the story afterward, it was like, are you kidding me? He had 1 golf ball left? This whole story got even better. I could not believe what I was hearing.
I don't know if you call that a fond memory, but it's certainly a memory that I'll never forget, because we did run out of golf balls and I wouldn't be here sitting talking to you today.
So Tiger Woods now for bogey. So he follows up the 65 with a 69. Tiger's halfway home, what could turn out to be his first U.S. Open championship.
Pebble Beach is, for my taste, the greatest golf course in the United States.
It's the prettiest place on the planet. It's very simple.
Just breathe in this air. You can smell it, you can feel it. It's just one of golf's it places.
But when you play there, You can have 4 different seasons at a number of days. One minute it can be sunny, not much breeze, then all of a sudden the fog can roll in, the wind picks up. It can be very, very challenging.
Well, they have begun this third round here at Pebble Beach.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Woods.
7-hour wait is just about over. That's how long it has been between finishing his second round and beginning his third. The conditions getting more difficult by the moment. You can see the white caps surfacing out on the bay, and it's a much different golf course than Tiger Woods has seen so far.
In the third round, it got windy. And that's when Pebble becomes Pebble.
It was blowing, the greens got dried out. So it put a huge premium on hitting the golf ball correctly and keeping myself below the hole.
As soon as the wind starts blowing, all of a sudden those scores start to tick up.
The wind is a big factor.
Tiger has always said, let it blow because you're going to eliminate people that are kind of faking their way around.
You want it to be painful. You want the guys to get their teeth kicked in. That's what the U.S. Open's all about, and that's what we got on that Saturday.
The third hole, that's really one of the windiest spots on the course. It goes right out towards the ocean.
Wind now has turned right into the player's face. This ball is up shooting and to the right. That could be in that little bunker guarding the right side of the green. If it is, that could be buried.
Yep.
That's just a classic example as what a US Open can throw up at you. Not the best second shot, just ballooned it a little bit into the wind, and it didn't go anywhere near as far as what we thought.
Wow, this is not good, huh?
I did not hit that bad a shot. I don't know how my ball ended up where it did. I thought about taking an unplayable lie. It was that bad. But I figured just go ahead and play it. You may be able to get to the fairway, or might get in a rough where you can go ahead and pitch on and try and make a putt.
He will play the ball as it lies, and he's now just pitching out sideways. He has nothing else.
And I just couldn't get it out.
It was just absolutely buried. You couldn't see the ball. It's one of those shots. It's a difficult shot when he can't move the ball because he can move it better than anyone out of the rough. It was just, it's one of those lies. You just could not actually get the club on the ball.
I thought he kind of quick hit that.
Well, I don't know what he's doing right here. You'd think he would have tried that the first time.
Played very quickly again.
Oh, boy.
Still in the primary rough.
He's looking at a possible triple bogey here if he doesn't get it up and in.
Guys, this is really the first time that Tiger has been tested like this in 3 rounds.
He got a bad break where it ended up, but he didn't hit too good a shot. It's not often that Tiger Woods has to hit 3 shots in a row.
Not a very good shot there, John. I don't know if he's a little flustered or angered by what happened.
Just when you think everything's going your way at Pebble Beach, it can turn in a hurry.
What was interesting was it all happened quickly. Tiger looked a little flustered. He looked a little out of his rhythm and his routine. He tends to be a deliberate player.
And Tiger Woods now with this putt for a double bogey. That will be a triple bogey 7.
I smiled just because of the fact I didn't hit that bad a shot, and I end up walking away with 7.
Interesting expression there. I guess that's about all you could do at that point, huh?
There was a time where he had so much faith in his ability and his talent that if he had a setback, because we've seen moments where, he wouldn't handle it quite as well. Even though he had that setback, he felt good enough that he didn't need to worry. He could just let that go.
You're the man! Tee shot going to the right rough.
Setting up big time.
For the second day in a row, Tiger in a little bit of trouble at number 6, out of position.
And 22 players go for the green in 2, and just 1 has found the putting surface.
You get over the 6th hole, and it's a pretty aggressive second shot there.
Just trying to get this ball on top. It's headed a little left.
Oh, what a lie.
That has found that very long grass around the bunker, just as he did at number 3. Talk about another bad break.
I mean, he's got to hit it off his navel out of a hole.
This is really bad.
Where's he going to put his right foot?
You're just trying to picture, how's this guy going to do this? You know, how is he going to build himself a stance? How is he going to actually get the club on the ball? You know, how is he going to hold the club even? You could see very hard to get his foot in the bunker, and just the way he can angle his knees and his legs and get himself a stance and down the shaft. I mean, just another incredible example of how good of imagination that guy had.
I only had 64 yards to the front. If I could carry 64, it might roll all the way there. If not, just leave it short of the green, 2-putt, move on.
I think that's just a great example of Tiger's incredible athletic ability to build a stance and have the imagination of how to hit that shot.
Well, I'm telling you what, this is absolutely brilliant, Johnny. Wow. Brilliant play there.
It's almost like I dare you to give me a situation that I'm not able to handle. Anybody else wouldn't even think about trying to get done.
You think about Tiger in 2000, everything in his game was so strong, but what separated him from most other players was just the creativity and the fearlessness to try a shot that no one else would even conceive of.
You can practice certain shots, but the innate ability of Tiger Woods to create things on the fly, that is amazing.
Not only to get it to come out, Johnny, but to get it to come out straight and to get it to come out the right distance.
When it first came out, it looked pretty good. It landed on the green and released up there to the hole, and Stevie said, you know, this is an important putt. You need to go ahead and bury this putt.
It only warrants being a great shot if you make the putt. If you don't make the putt, well, it's not a great shot.
Unbelievable.
Pretty good up and in there.
How many times can you say it? How many different words can you use to describe it?
Tiger, at every moment that week, when he had a chance to do something different and cool, he did it. And that shot was a great example.
Cool, that's a great word. I mean, it was just, yeah, amazing.
Trying to finish up 3 rounds at 100th U.S. Open. Over to the tee at 11. Largest 54-hole lead all time at a U.S. Open was back in 1921. It was 7. And Tiger's lead right now 8.
Watch how hard he hits this. He's having fun about right now.
We go to 14.
I've never seen anybody play golf like this before, ever. It's remarkable, the skills and the things he can do. He's taking a big swing, and this looks good. He's carried it up on the green. My goodness, what a shot.
Getting set for another birdie. And a 9-shot lead. This 24-year-old is only going to get better. It's amazing. All of a sudden, you just run out of adjectives. Now Tiger at 17. It's just been outstanding on this back nine. And Tiger at the 18th. Largest 54-hole lead in the United States Open.
Oh, this looks really good.
So it'll be a round of 71, and it has just been brutal at Pebble today. 18 holes left for Tiger Woods in his quest to be crowned the 100th U.S. Open champion. An even par round of 71.
On a day like today, you'll take even par, won't you?
Oh, I'll take even par and run. Especially starting out, how tough the conditions were.
His 71 was certainly as impressive as his 65 in the opening round, because instead of retreating like most other players, he kept going forward, and that was really the crucial part of Saturday.
To shoot that score in those conditions with a triple bogey is probably the round that just cemented the tournament.
And he never, ever let up.
Double digits.
He wants to make every putt. He wants to hit a great shot.
Back over to 13.
102 to the hole. Sand iron, this ball going right at the flagstick.
Wow. Is this really happening? Is this really happening?
Play some golf, young man.
Tiger with a 12-shot lead. And now birdie attempt at 14.
And yet more history
by Tiger Woods. 12 under in an Open.
What a back nine he's having.
4 birdies and 5 holes on this back 9 at Pebble Beach in the U.S. Open.
Just to watch him push forward, it was a monument to who he is as a person, as a player, and the mastery he had that week.
At the 16th, Tiger Woods getting ready for his second shot. Be interesting to see if he can control the distance coming out of that intermediate cut.
Oh, why? Get down! Down! How about that fly, huh?
You know that the tournament is over. I mean, you can afford to drop a shot, but that's not the way he thinks.
Not a very good lie. Ball's sitting down, John. The grass is kind of twisted. One of the few times he really just kind of hit it in the spot. He couldn't do much with it. Well, you got to know how badly he wants this putt.
He's grinding if it's the 72nd hole, and you cannot help but admire how he is putting so much into that putt because he doesn't want to make a bogey that day.
Lowest score ever shot in the Open, 272. He is on pace to tie that right now if he were to par in. So this a huge putt.
Tournament's already over, but I wanted to accomplish my own goal at the beginning of the day, and so that meant a lot to me.
It wasn't about Jack Nicklaus's career record. It wasn't about the U.S. Open scoring record. It was about making this putt.
This is not another 15-footer. It's a putt that means the world to him.
How about it? Oh, my goodness. You see that look of determination when that ball went in the hole?
He makes this putt. You get the fist pumping. Wow, you think Tiger's not into this and doesn't want the records? Look at the reaction. So after it's all over, they interview him. He says, well, my only goal for the day wasn't to make a bogey. Hello? You know, you think he wasn't thinking different than the rest of us? You know, I mean, we really were thinking that this was his chance to make the greatest statement made by a golfer maybe of all time. And that would be forefront in his mind. Nope, just didn't want to make a bogey.
Tiger Woods, he's got the records in his sights.
And Tiger at the par 5 18th needs a birdie to set the all-time scoring record in a U.S. Open.
Is there a greater setting than the 18th hole at Pebble Beach and having a guy walk up to that par 5 72nd hole with that kind of lead? Being my very first time in the tower, I just remember sitting back in my chair and thinking, if I'm lucky enough to do a lot more U.S. Opens, that's great, but I'm never going to see anything like this again.
There's no more pressure. It's a time where you sort of reflect a little bit on the great accomplishment. You know, those moments are great.
Well, he's selected iron, John.
Well, maybe once in the ocean a week is enough. Probably rip it, though.
Shot, Tiger. Beauty, mate. Thanks. It's a pretty long floor, I think. We're trying to create a bit of history. We haven't got a problem on the last hole. From a caddy's perspective, to be part of that and watch that close up and see 72 holes of unbelievably good golf, you know, it's just special to be at.
Roger, what do we have?
123 yards left of the hole, John, and this is, well, not a full pitching wedge for him, just a nice one.
On his way to his 3rd major championship in a gallery which sensed the moment for quite some time.
Tiger never lost that poker face until after he hit his 3rd shot onto the green. And then finally, he just let everybody in, and you could see the joy and the relief. And of course, he and Steve Williams had the typically bad high five. That was vintage as well, because golfers are horrible at high fives. It was just a great walk up that last fairway that the Tiger earned and deserved.
It's hard for someone who's never been there to really understand the overwhelming feeling that you would get on the 18th hole, and the setting is what helps make it. I mean, it is one of the most dramatic holes in golf, and then a US Open with a young Tiger Woods. I mean, it was amazing.
All that hard work as a kid, college, amateur golf, hands bleeding from practice, rain, cold, it's all worth it now. Every minute was worth it for that last 15-minute walk-up.
Telling Stevie walking up 18, I said, I've had a sense of calmness that I haven't had in a while. I felt very tranquil, very calm. I felt very peaceful.
That championship trophy awaits. The only question, will it be a new U.S. Open scoring record total? Needs a birdie to set the all-time scoring record in a U.S. Open. Is there one more record left in his magic putter?
There was probably some disappointment because he'd want to break the record and have it be there for a while. But to win it by 15 shots and win a major championship by 15 shots, that's just unheard of. It'll be a long time before that record's broken.
And Tiger Woods is the 100th U.S. Open champion in history. The record margin of victory for any major championship. Before today, it was 13-shot victory in the British Open back in 1862 by old Tom Morris. Golf hadn't even begun in this country back then.
When he signed a scorecard at the completion of the tournament, the very first thing he said to me, so tell me what was the deal on Saturday at the 18th hole. And I explained to him, and oh, you're a beauty, you are.
Please join me in welcoming the 2000 United States Open champion, Mr. Tiger Woods.
Can you talk a little bit about the significance of winning the 100th U.S. Open championship at this beautiful venue?
Coming into this event, that's what I had in mind. And this is the, well, I'm honest.
Tiger tied the record for lowest score in U.S. Open, 272.
He tied for the most strokes under par at any point in the U.S. Open, 12.
Is this the best single golfing performance you've ever seen?
Well, maybe take it another step farther. It might be the greatest in history of sports.
You have to change your thinking about what's even possible across sports to compare it to what Tiger did.
Unbelievable.
This is Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points 4 games in a row in the NBA Finals. This is Bob Beamon jumping out of the stadium. Forget, the sand pit.
Wow. Is this really happening?
How great do you think you are? How great do you think you are still to be as a golfer?
Well, it's not exactly easy for me to answer. I put together, from tee to green, all aspects of my game. And it all came together for one magical week. I have never played 4 days like I did at Pebble Beach.
Let the Tiger Woods coronation begin officially.
He's here, and it's now.